Hold on. All right, once we start praying, y'all, everything stops. Everything stops. All right, so once we start praying, everything stops. Everybody can be still for a few minutes. We talking to the Most High. Y'all got a plate or something? All my stuff I got out. Set everything up tomorrow. That would have took too much time. So yeah, once we start praying, everybody join. Stop what you're doing. Join in the prayer. All right. Okay. It yeah. No. It ain't gonna hurt us to talk to the Lord for a few minutes. Okay. Hallelujah. These don't melt. Those them good candles. Like we say in New York, that's the good stuff. Not good, but double good. That's the good stuff. Okay. Imagine what? No, don't give it to it yet. We gotta pray first, sis. All right, don't give it to it yet. A few more minutes. Y'all not gonna starve. Give it back. Give it back to him.
No, they can hold it.
No, they can't. We gotta pray. They can't hold it. No, they gotta stand up and pray. No, a few more minutes. They won't starve.
Put it on the table.
We praying. Everything stops. We talking to the Lord. Now y'all'll be all right. Y'all be all right. Y'all eat every day. All right. What's that thing with Kanye West? I eat every day.
Kanye West eat every day.
Eat every day, yeah. Come on, y'all not gonna starve. All right. So I can imagine we're praying in Jerusalem, standing face Jerusalem for the east, which is this way. Join in for the opening prayer of the Feast of Tabernacles 2022. Hallelujah.
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 Lord's Prayer, Matthew 6:9-13 in the Paleo Hebrew. Abanawa,
Abanawa,
Bashamayim,
Bashamayim,
Wadash,
Wadash,
Hayah,
Hayah,
Shanka,
Shanka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Lakwavka,
Lakwavka,
Laba'ah,
Laba'ah,
Ratazaka,
Ratazaka,
Hayah,
Hayah,
Aisha,
Aisha,
Ratazah,
Ratazah,
Kawa,
Kawa,
Hayah,
Hayah,
Bashamayim,
Bashamayim,
Nathanawa,
Nathanawa,
Rakham, Ko,
Yawam,
Wasalaknawa,
Wasalaknawa,
Kabawafinawa,
Wafinawa,
Kasalaknawa,
Kasalaknawa,
Kabawafinawa,
Wafinawa,
Wala'a,
Wala'a,
Nabiyainawa,
Nabiyainawa,
Wanasayawan,
Isayawan,
Abo,
Abo,
Shainawa,
Shainawa,
Bun, Ra,
Ra,
Kaya,
Kaya,
Laka,
Laka,
Malakwa,
Lakawafa,
La'ala,
La'ala,
Ataparaf,
Ataparaf,
Aywalamyum,
Ayamyam,
Hallelujah.
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 Our Father, Yahweh, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory. Ba'ashim Mashakam Shai Kawada Aman. Hallelujah.
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 Blessing of Israel. Shema.
Shema,
Yasharallah.
Yashrala,
Yahweh.
Yahweh,
Ala Hayanawa.
Hayanawa,
Yahweh.
Yahweh,
Acha.
Acha,
Shema.
Shema,
Yasharallah.
Yashrala,
Yahweh.
Yahweh,
Ala Hayanawa.
Hayanawa,
Yahweh.
Yahweh,
Acha.
Acha,
Shema.
Shema,
Yasharallah.
Yashrala,
Yahweh.
Yahweh,
Ala Hayanawa.
Hayanawa,
Yahweh.
Yahweh,
Acha.
Acha.
Hear, O Israel, Yahweh, our power, Yahweh is one. Deuteronomy 6:4, Credo of Israel. Hallelujah.
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 Blessing of the Feast of Tabernacles, Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Ba'ashem.
Ba'ashem.
Hamashiach.
Mashiach.
Yahushai.
Yahushai.
Baruch
Baruch Shah.
Barak.
Barak.
Nawa.
Nawa.
Kag.
Kag.
Sakawaf.
Sakawaf.
Wa.
Wa.
Barak.
Barak.
Nawa.
Nawa.
Rum.
Rum.
Yawam.
Yawam.
Wa.
Wa.
Nawa.
Nawa.
Shabbat.
Shabbat.
Wa.
Wa.
Baruch Shah.
Baruch Shah.
Barak.
Barak.
Ko.
Ko.
Hagium.
Hagium.
Maya Sha'ala.
Maya Sha'ala.
Baruch Shah.
Bashar.
Ba'ashem.
Ba'ashem.
Hamashiach.
Mashiach.
Yahushai.
Yahushai.
The water.
The water.
Yad.
The Yad.
Awalam.
Alam. Amen.
Hallelujah.
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 You shopping, be seated. Shalom.
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 All right, everybody repeat after me. Ashar.
Ashar.
Kag.
Kag.
Sakawaf.
Sakawaf.
Happy Feast of Tabernacles 2022. Come here, Shalom.
Shalom.
All right. So, Shalom family. Glad to see everybody here. Everybody made it safe and sound. All right. And this is Feast of Tabernacles 2022. All right. Commemorating when Israel came out of Egypt and we dwelt in the wilderness for 40 years. And we didn't have any permanent housing. And we dwelt in booths or tents or makeshift housing for the 40 years we wandered through the wilderness until the Most High gave us and eventually brought us into our homeland. So that's what we're here to celebrate tonight. You know, I'll get into a few scripts just to, you know, just to understand what the feast day is about, what we're here for, you know. Most of y'all, if this is your second, third, fourth, whatever, if this, you know, not your first time coming to the Feast of Tabernacles, you know what this feast day is all about. And, you know what it entails. So let me set up the live. You can say something for a minute if you want, Michael Wall.
Yeah, so you guys, we're ready to get back to the Most High. Because we don't know if we're going to have another Feast of Tabernacles. We don't know what this devil going to do. Stuff has been going on. I've been seeing people drop like flies, celebrities, rappers. I work at a bioprocessing facility doing vaccines, so I get to be on the computer. And every time I'm on the computer looking at the news, somebody's dying, man, in different ways. And it seems like the Lord is, man, sending them death angels out. And we know they're not keeping the feast days. We know they're not keeping the commandments. So we here for a reason, and it's all up through the Most High. You know, everybody sacrifice. This is my first time. All praise to the Most High. And it's a beautiful thing to see the people I see all the time here. You know, even though I'm here, but I thank y'all for coming here. Seeing you, brother man, eating your taco. You know, it's a beautiful thing to see Israel. So let's get back to these law, statutes, commandments the right way and fight for our crown. Because we don't know we're gonna do this again.
All right.
You know. Want to keep going, Elder?
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
I'm almost done.
Yeah. How y'all feeling, Akim?
Good.
You just filming, right?
Just filming.
Okay, yeah. So, whatever we might talk about, feel free to put in whatever clips. All right. So, yeah, go ahead. I'm just setting this up. I just always like to go live on my phone as a backup, but Rob got the video.
So, Akim, y'all feeling good? You ready for this Feast of Tabernacles?
Come.
All praises. Akwaf? All right. Let's get it going.
Akwafium. Good.
Come.
Oh, praises. What is y'all?
I'm good.
All right. So, let's get it. I just bought a camera stand too and left it in my tent. I've been through about.
You just leaving everything out.
I'm just, man. I am a leaving man, right? It's like I always buy camera stands and they get lost, they get left in other states. They get I ain't see it in my suitcase. Oh my goodness. I just got one today and left it at the damn tent. I'll get it. But we got, this is just a little backup for the Facebook. But anyway, Kwame Shala. So again, Ashar, Kag, Sakawaf. Ashar meaning happy, Kag meaning feast, Sakawaf meaning tabernacles or booths. Kind? Happy Feast of Tabernacles. Kwame Shala. So all praise to the Most High Yahweh Shai. Everything we do through the Spirit of the Most High and Mashiach is for a memorial. Kind? So we can never forget our power. And remember, the Most High always want us to remember that He brought us out of Egypt. And He also want us to know that when He destroyed His kingdom, He's going to bring us into a new kingdom to rule forever and ever. Amen. Kind? Give me that. And, let's go to Jeremiah. Let's start off with that. Love starting off with this script. A lot of times we talk about these feast days. Jeremiah, I think it's 14 and 12. Because we're going to have a new feast day in the kingdom. All right? It's going to be the celebration of the destruction of America. Right? I don't know what we're going to call it, but right? The Most High, so like you bear with me. I always get that. Two chapters confused. All right, it's going to kind of tell you what the Most High, what we're going to call it.
16 to 14?
Yeah, 12. No, 16, 14, I believe it is. Let me see. Yeah, Jeremiah, go to Jeremiah 16, 14.
When everybody
We're going to have a new feast day in the kingdom, celebrating our deliverance from Babylon or America. Okay? But when we celebrate the feast, like we celebrate the Passover, all right, that deals with coming out of Egypt. We celebrate the Feast of Tabernacles. That deals with coming out of Egypt. Okay? But we're going to have a new feast day in the kingdom. All right? Let's prove that. Jeremiah 16, 14. Read that nice, loud, and clear.
Jeremiah chapter 16 and verse 14.
Bring it out.
Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that it shall be no more be said, the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt.
Go ahead.
But the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north.
Go ahead.
And from all the lands whither he hath driven them.
Right, because the Most High is going to gather Israel out of all the lands that He scattered us in. Okay? So it's no going to be said, meaning we're going to remember Egypt, and we're going to say, listen, Egypt was nothing. Now we celebrating the deliverance from Babylon, America. Okay? Right, we're going to be like, damn, you thought Egypt was something. Now we celebrate the destruction of Babylon, okay? And like Michael Ward said, every time you turn around, it's judgment, man. It's judgment all over the earth, man. These rappers, man. I mean, I know we always talk about it, but you know why we always talk about it? Because it's always happening.
Always happening.
Right?
They
now,
don't go a week apart without dying. They don't go a week apart
They don't
without
go a week apart. I can't keep up with y'all brothers sending me articles on these rappers getting killed, man. And most of these guys I never heard of. Most of these guys I never heard of PMB Rock till he got killed. Right? But see, that's the judgment of the Most High.
Little half
now PMB Rock, all right, I was looking into him because I didn't know who to do. I never heard a song from him or nothing. Right? And the reason why, because his death was kind of big in the news. But the man made a song called I Like Girls That Like Girls. Promoting lesbianism. You know what I'm saying? And promoting what they call it, menage a trois. You know what I'm saying? The man actually got a song called I Like Girls That Like Girls. So that's why the Most High judged him, man. Give me Proverbs 26 and 2. You got your hand up? No. Yeah, the man said, I like girls that like girls. Okay, so the death angel coming to see you. Right, before you read that one, give me Psalms. Give me Psalms real quick. Psalms 125, verse 3. Of course, you making a song promoting lesbianism and menage a trois, the Most High gonna judge you. Everybody, the PMB Rock is so sad, and they robbed him and killed him in front of his girl. Yeah, that's true. You know, that's a whole nother curse. You know, the goofy gang behavior. Right? Somebody, yo, that nigga in here shining, come get him. You know what I'm saying? Because now they saying that they claim it was an OG blood in the Roscoe's that called another dude And then when he went and got his son, and he said, yo, this dude in here iced up, come get him. They saying it's not from his girl posting it on social media. They say it was some blood with some OG blood, right, was in there, was like, oh, this right in here, we can get him. And he called the dude up. The dude went and got his son. They came, popped him, and took his jewelry, killed him. But you making songs talking about, I like girls that like girls. You know what I'm saying? The Most High said man and woman, not woman and woman, man and man. So you going against the laws of the Most High. All right, so everything has checks and balances. All right, the Most High, he going to get the gang members for murdering and killing and robbing their own people. And he judged PNB Rock for making songs promoting lesbianism. Okay? Right, so get Psalms 125 and 3 real quick. I like girls that like girls. No, you don't. You don't like them no more. Right? And number one, you're promoting lesbianism and you're promoting menage a trois. You're not, two women not supposed to see each other's nakedness either. A man's not supposed to deal with two women at one time. That's off. Okay? Even if you have more than one wife, you're not supposed to deal with them at the same time. That's out of order. Okay? But in this society, anything goes. Then you wonder, oh, PNB Rock got killed. But look at the wickedness he was promoting. Yes, it's all for the brothers to come and rob him and kill him, but everything is a judgment, is a check and balances. The Most High used the gangbangers as a death angel. Okay? So it all is all the checks and balance, right? Go ahead.
Psalms 125 verse 3.
Come on.
For the rod of the wicked
Go
shall
ahead.
not rest upon the lot of the righteous.
Come on.
Lest the righteous put forth their hands into iniquity.
So the Lord said, listen, the rod of the wicked, the main rod of the wicked is Esau. So a lot of times, Esau is allowed to do stuff to our people because they wicked as hell. But the rod of the wicked can be just a wicked death angel or person the Lord can use out here. It can be Esau to other nations or the 2/3. Or hell, a 1/3. He might forgive, might let him repent and be forgiven. All manner of sin can be forgiven. So the Lord said he don't judge the righteous until they put forth their hand to wickedness. So you going around talking about I like girls, and this is a big song on streaming sites and the internet and all that. Most High judge you, man. The Lord don't approve of that. Right? So go to from there, go to Proverbs 26 and 2. So there's always, you do a little investigating and you be like, well, it's jacked up what happened, but then you see why the Most High judged them. You see the checks and balances in it, okay? Right, so go to Proverbs 26 and 2.
Proverbs chapter 26 and verse 2.
Go ahead.
As a bird by wandering.
The Lord said, as a bird by wandering, go ahead.
As the swallow by falling.
As the swallow by following, go ahead.
Salakia. As the bird by wandering, and as the swallow by flying.
Go ahead.
So the curse causeless.
The Lord said the curse causeless, go ahead.
Shall not come.
So these curses on us as a people, they don't come without a cause. Right? It's a cause and effect. We murdering and killing each other and dying in the street. And see, the Most High, he's trying to tell them, he's trying to send them rappers a message, man, and they're not getting it. Stop promoting the ice and the strippers and the girls with the thongs on in the videos. And the, yo, you know what I'm saying, son, in my hood, we let that AK go. Yeah, on your own people. The Most High is trying to he's sending major death angels amongst these rappers to send them a message. Stop promoting that negativity. But most of them don't care. They trying to make that money. They trying to wear that ice. You know, so they trying to, they got 100,000 on his neck. What you know about that? A lot of times, Esau and the nations don't do that. Esau say, my 100,000 is in an IRA fund. You know what I'm saying? My $100 is going to my kids' college education. Esau don't need to walk around with $100,000 worth of ice because he got it in the bank. You know what I'm saying? But that makes Jake, that builds Jake's self-esteem. If I got a $500,000 worth of jewelry on, I feel important. You know what I'm saying? Esau's like, well, I just shipped $500,000 over to my Swiss account, and look like Raggedy Ann and Andy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, no dirty t-shirt, busted up jeans, old sneakers, and got $500,000 in the bank though. You want to wear $500,000, so then your people rob you and kill you, and now what you got to show for it? You dead, he going to jail. Everybody that has something to do with PNB Rock, LAPD locking them all up. They doing an investigation into their whole crew. So about 20 people probably get locked up behind PNB Rock getting murdered. They probably gonna take down that whole blood set or whoever was behind it. See that? So now what? He's dead and all these people go to jail. You know what I'm saying? So is the curse don't come without a cause though. So I'm like, damn, you know, they murdered this brother in Roscoe's, whatever, but this brother talking about I like girls that like girls. The curse don't come without a cause. Come on. Right, so go back to Jeremiah 16:14. Start again from the top.
Jeremiah chapter 16 and verse 14.
Bring it out.
Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that it shall no more be said, the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt.
Right, it's not going to be said, the Lord liveth that brought us up from the land of Egypt. Go ahead.
But the Lord liveth.
But the Lord liveth, Yahweh by Shema Mashiach Yahushai liveth, come on.
That brought up the children of Israel.
That brought up the children of Israel. Go ahead.
From the land of the north.
From where?
From the land of the north.
The land of the north. North America and all lands where he scattered us. Come on.
And from all the lands.
And from where?
And from all the lands.
And from all the lands. Go ahead.
Whether he have driven them.
Where he have driven us. All right. So he going is no longer going to be said Egypt. Is going to be said the Lord delivered us. This final deliverance. This is the final deliverance. This is our final captivity. God? Hallelujah, man. That's why it's so hard. And that's why it's dragging on so long.
Yeah.
This is the last captivity. But the Most High said, y'all going to feel this punishment. God? Y'all going to feel this one. But y'all going to come up out of it. God? Right? If like the scriptures say, we love not our lives unto the death. You really in the spirit of the Most High, Yahushua, you hate this society, man.
I hate
you love it. You love the fact that you can serve the Lord, keep the commandments. You know, you get to do the work. You know the truth now. That's the only thing to love. God, that's the only thing to love. Right, God?
And I will bring them again into their land.
The Lord said he's going to bring us back again into our land. Come on.
That I gave unto their fathers.
Go ahead.
Behold, I will send many fishers, said the Lord.
So now we're in the fishing season, right? Right now we're in the fishing season. We go out there, even though we look crazy to a lot of the people, but we go out there and we fish, right? We go out there and we teach the people. We go out there and we say, repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. We say, listen, COVID and other disease, plagues are coming on the earth. Lockdown. Most High turned the whole earth into a ghost town like that. All Esau had to do was come on the news and make an announcement. And within days, the earth was shut down. Came outside, I thought it was a damn I Am Legend.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? When we went to camp downtown, went to camp in Hollywood, it was scary.
Ghost town.
It was, the street, I never thought the streets would be so quiet, it would be scary. I mean, you can hear a pin drop.
Yep.
People was telling us, why y'all even out there at camp? We were like, well, somebody walking by. Esau was driving by with toilet paper taped to his car. Then the Ephraimite from New York, he came. So a few people came, you know what I'm saying? Right, that video got like 12,000 hits in a week. Only because people want to see, I want to see what the hell they doing out there. They wasn't watching to be edified. They said, what the hell they doing at camp? There's nobody out there.
Prophesizing to the wind.
Right, the Most High shut the whole world down with an announcement. That was the Most High. That wasn't Esau. Esau rules the world, but it was the Most High. Right, give me that and give me Psalm 17:14. Psalms chapter 17, verse 14. That was the Lord, man. Shut the whole world down. Right, people wearing masks all over the planet. Like, what the hell is going on? 2 weeks ago, it was just normal. It was all good about a week ago. Right? They made an announcement. We had, even Israelites was nervous. Man, they said stay in the house. I said, all right, okay. All right, if the stores is open, I'm going out to get my essentials. Good? Right? Lord. Israel was a little shook there. I said, all right now, Israel, where y'all faith at? Good? Right? So read that, King.
Said 10, right? 17 and 14.
17, 14, yeah.
Psalm chapter 17, verse 14.
Go ahead.
From men which...
start at 13.
Psalm chapter 17, verse 13, when everybody got to say con. Arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword.
Right, it said the wicked, which is thy sword, which is Esau. Esau is the Lord's sword. The Lord used him to do his dirty work on the earth. So the Most High said, I'm going to use him. He's going to make an announcement. Whole world going to shut down. Right? Pandemic. Right? Go ahead.
From men which are thy hand.
Which for men which are the Lord's hand. Because the Lord don't come down. He uses man on the earth. Right? Go ahead.
O Lord, from men of the world which have their portion in this life.
Men of the world that have their portion in this life. What does that mean? Let me see who's thinking. When it says men that have their portion in this life. Don't yell out, sis. I can't hear you. No, no. If I correct you, I'm gonna give away the answer. Yeah, Yahweh.
For those who kingdom is right now.
Right,
in the depths of
right.
the world.
Whose kingdom is this now?
That would be
Esau's. Who else?
Amalek.
The other nations, right? And even the 2/3 of our people, right? This is their kingdom, right? The 2/3 of Israel, they're along with this world, okay? Esau, well, we know definitely Esau. He runs the whole planet. The Most High said he was going to put him in power, but it said from men that have their portion in this life, meaning this is their reward. This is their kingdom. This is where they get their portion. You're right. Israel, our portion is next. Good? We got next. By Shema Mashiach. Good? Right? Read on.
From men which are thy hand.
Which from men which are thy hand. Go ahead.
O Lord, from men of the world.
From men what?
From men of the world.
Meaning men of this world. Come on.
Which have their portion in this life.
They have their portion in this life. This is their rulership and kingdom. Good.
And whose belly thou fillest with thy hid treasures.
Right. The Most High gave them everything on the earth right now. They got everything. All right. They got. Esau cannot complain. Esau, the other nations, and even the wicked of our people that got to be a part of this kingdom, they can't complain. They lived it up. They still living it up. Right. They're gonna live it up until them chariots come. Some of them, okay? Right. So this is their portion. The Most High uses man as his hand. So when the so-called pandemic came, and when the next one gonna come, you know what I'm saying? Who got a portable? Anybody got a portable? A charger. All right, but anyway, when our kingdom come, Esau he gonna be done. All right, or when the next pandemic come, cause like Joe Biden said, you know it's gonna be another pandemic, right? He just telling on them. All right, you know it's gonna be another pandemic, right? There's gonna be another pandemic. And he shall make another announcement, the earth gonna shut down again. Okay? Right? But that's the time we're living in. The time we're living in is the end of Esau's society and the beginning of our society. So you see so much judgment in the earth, man. You see so much plagues, prophecy, destruction, and wrath, because the Most High showing you these are the signs of what's to come. So when we see the signs, what do? We get closer to this book and each other. Okay? We get closer to this book and each other when we see the signs. So much the more as you see the day approaching. Okay? Because when you think about it, right? When you think about it, oh, I got it. The water says. Salakia, when you think about it, right? Your spirit is like, when you really fully grounded into this truth, your spirit is like, what does this world really have to offer? Okay? Right? You really, it's like we just passing through here. Okay? It's like you work, you pay your bills, you do what you got to do. Only thing really keep you going is the work. Serving the Most High and Yahweh Shine and laughing at the prophecies on the news. Okay? Give me Job 5:17. Job chapter 5 and verse 17. Shalom, family. Shalom, babe.
And everybody got to say, "Con."
Yeah. Yeah. Bring it out.
Job chapter 5 verse 17.
Go ahead.
Behold, happy is the man whom the Lord correcteth. Therefore despise not thou chastising of the Almighty.
Right. When the Most High chastise you, don't despise it. Take your correction. Okay? Right. Go ahead.
For he maketh sore.
He what?
For he maketh sore.
He make it sore, man. You know what I'm saying? I'll be like, damn, but I mean, I'm like, Most High jack me up, man, but I got to take it. You know what I'm saying? All right, what lesson he want me to learn? What lesson he want me to learn? You know what I'm saying? I don't really care about who mocking me, who's saying what. Nah, what lesson I got to learn from this? Okay? Because a lot of times Israel love to kick you when you down. They love to hear dirt about you. They love to hear that you went off because they want to use it against you. Because we got so much hate and malice and jealousy and envy and competition. They love to have some dirt on you. Right? But you got to not care about that. How can I correct myself and make it right? And what lesson is the Most High showing me? Okay? Right, go ahead.
For he maketh sore.
The Lord said he maketh sore. Go ahead.
And bindeth up.
And he bindeth up. The Lord, you know, he wounds, but he heals. The Most High could jack you up and bless you in the same second. Right? That curse would turn into a blessing. Right? You'd be like, damn, why did I go through this? Like Joseph was sold into Egypt, and then what happened? He was able to take care of his brethren when they came in. God, and they cried and was like, we didn't know that was the Most High plan the whole time. God? Judah said, sell him and get some money for him. Right? They were so jealous of Ephraim, they was going to have Ephraim killed. Right? But Judah said, nah, we can get some money from him. That's Jake for you. Right? And then later on, he forgave all his brethren and said, the Most High brought me here for this time. Turn a curse into a blessing. They was ready to kill their brother and sold their own brother for some money. Because they were jealous of his coat. His coat of many colors. Right? You know what I'm saying? He had a fly coat. So, you know how Jake is. You can't have nothing nice. Dudes be hating. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, but the Lord turned into a blessing and he was able to be restored back to his brother. Kind? But in the beginning, it looked like a curse. Yeah, we want to kill our brother. We're so jealous of him, you want to kill him. So jealous of him, you want to sell him to the enemy. You know what I'm saying? But the Lord turned it to a blessing. Kind? All right, read on.
He woundeth.
He what?
He wounded.
The Lord said he woundeth. He don't kill all the time. Sometimes he wound. Right? Come on.
And his hands make whole.
And his hands make whole, meaning he heals. He can wound you and then he can bring you back to complete health. Kind? And that's spiritually too. The Lord can spiritually wound you and then bring you back to perfect health spiritually. Okay? Right, God?
He shall deliver thee in 6 troubles.
So with all that's going on the earth, man, Hurricane Ian, right? Hurricane Ian smacked the hell out of Florida. And you know who got jacked up in Florida? Mainly Amalek. A lot of that down there was Amalek. And them Florida Keys, that's the so-called white Jew. All right? And I think the name Ian, they said it's, I think it's Scottish. I could be wrong, but yeah. But it has derivatives in Hebrew. All right, it has roots in Hebrew. So I'll use the wrong word. And the word, the word Ian means the Most High is gracious. It means God is gracious, because the Most High had mercy on a lot of Israel that was down in South Florida, but he jacked the hell up out of them Edomites. Right? So look at, what was the one in Puerto Rico? Fiona? Right? Hurricane Fiona. Right? Smacked up Puerto Rico. So the Most High not playing, man, with these storms. Okay? All right, read on.
He shall deliver thee in 6 troubles.
He said in 6 troubles he shall deliver thee. Go ahead.
Yeah, and the 7th there.
Yea, in 7, go ahead.
There shall no evil touch thee.
In 7, no evil shall touch you, meaning all the destruction and wrath and prophecies that the Most High going to bring on the earth, none of it can touch you. All the complete, 7 represents completion. All the complete wrath that the Lord bring on the earth, if you keeping the commandments, the angels going to be around you and they're going to deliver you. Kind? Right, come on.
In famine he shall redeem thee from death.
The Lord said in famine, he's going to redeem thee from death. Right? In actual famine and spiritual famine. Where everybody out here starving, fighting, killing for food, you're going to be good if it be the Most High will. Okay? In a spiritual famine, where everybody out here seeking knowledge, looking into all this madness and all this, you're going to be spiritually fed. You're not going to be famished. You're not going to be spiritually famished. You got the truth. Okay? You're not out here starving for knowledge, learning doctrines and nonsense. Right? Go ahead.
And in war from the power of the sword.
In war, he's going to deliver thee from the power of the sword. Who cares what they doing in Ukraine? You know what I'm saying? They let them blow each other up. I'm all right where I live. You know what I'm saying? Right? Who cares what they doing, man? You can shoot all, you know, Putin. Right? Who cares if that nutcase in North Korea, Kim Jong-un, little Kimmy. Right? Little Kimmy's always launching some missile somewhere. Right? Who cares? Blow it up.
The Rocket Man, they call it.
Right, yeah, Rocket Man, Rocket Boy. Right, Donald Trump called him Rocket Boy. He said, Rocket Boy, little Rocket Boy over there. Right, launch all the missiles you want. Right, the man is a nutcase. All right, he just had some massive explosion on
Japan.
They launched a missile over Japan. They had a massive explosion on the South and North Korean border. I think what they call the DMZ zone, the demilitarized zone. All right, they had a massive explosion over there. Then a man just launching rockets over Japan. Man just tested out missiles, flying them over Japan. Just tested out missiles into the water. Right, the man is a nutcase, man. And he keeps saying he got a missile, right? We out here, but he got a missile that can reach California. Listen, if you keep messing with me, I'm going to put California in the Pacific Ocean. That's what the man said, all right? Right? He said, I'm going to put California in the Pacific Ocean. Y'all keep messing with me. But we all right. We all right out here. We all right. The Most High going to protect us, okay? Right, we reading it right now, right? Read on.
Thou shalt be hid from the sword of the tongue.
You shall be hid from the scourge of the tongue, meaning nothing's going to be able to be said against you or this truth. Come on.
Neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh.
The Lord said we're not going to be afraid of destruction when it comes. So you're going to see all this destruction on the earth. You know what I'm saying? Floods, destruction. Right, I think the death toll is like 115, 120 now. And they said they still might find bodies because they got to clean up. It's billions of dollars worth of damage down there they got to clean up. I think they haven't had a hurricane like that since, I think, Andrew. In 1992, Hurricane Andrew destroyed the hell out of Florida. Right, they had other bad ones over the years, but this one was like, it was kind of comparing it to Andrew. You got your hand up, sis? I can't hear you.
Especially eating my kids. Eating my kids have all this stuff.
Yeah. And they're a bunch of demons too. God, they got all this stuff now. Yeah, they do. They got all this stuff now. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, the young sister is right. Right, read on.
At destruction and famine.
The Lord said at destruction and famine, go ahead.
Thou shalt laugh.
Thou shalt laugh. All right, the Most High said. Right, with all this so-called inflation, you know, Most High gonna start cutting off the food supply. You know, gas prices going up again. And they doing that because that holiday season is coming up. They know people gonna be driving. That's what they doing. They so phony. You know what I'm saying? $7 at the pump. That's ridiculous, man. Ridiculous. Then you know, sometimes I do understand nowadays, you know, Israel be like, man, that gas is killing me. I'm gonna be able to make it. You know what I'm saying? It's rough, but you gotta put that faith in the Most High. He'll always provide. Okay? All right, read on.
Neither shalt thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth.
Right, you're not gonna be afraid of the beasts of the earth, man. They had what they said. They said sharks were swimming down the sidewalk from Florida. Sharks and alligators. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Manatees
There's sharks going across the bridge. Yeah, they have everything. Yeah, they said a whole bunch of alligators just came up out of the water and was like swimming through regular streets. Yeah, Most High not playing, man. You know, it tell you another scripture where it says the wild beasts, 2 Ezra 5, it tell you the wild beasts shall change their places. You know, so what the hell is the alligator doing walking down the block with you?
Right.
They had a giant seal. They had a giant seal walking down the sidewalk somewhere. They said they was trying to say it was in Florida, but some of the reports said it was somewhere else. But it was a giant seal walking down a regular residential street. Yeah, what the hell is a seal doing on the block?
Yeah, that's crazy.
No, that's crazy, man.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. But the Most High said what? Read it again.
Salakia.
Feel free to put any clips in.
At destruction and famine,
The
thou
Lord
shalt
said
laugh.
what?
At destruction and
At
famine,
destruction and famine, go ahead.
thou shalt laugh.
We're going to laugh, man, if it be the Most High will. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It might seem like to the average person, oh, that's sick. But hey, the Lord said, look, at destruction and famine, you're going to laugh. Because so much damage and destruction's been done to us as a people, we become desensitized. So now we see it happen to our enemy and the people that's evil, we're going to be desensitized to it. Most I say, you're going to laugh at it. Right, come on.
Neither shalt thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth.
So we're not going to be afraid of the beasts of the earth. And in the kingdom, we're going to be back in tune with the animals. Right, go ahead.
For thou shalt be in league with the stones of the field.
Go ahead.
And the beasts of the field shall be at peace with thee.
What the Lord say?
And the beasts of the field should be at peace with thee.
So those that keep the commandments of the Most High and follow these scriptures, everything is going to be in tune with you. Go ahead.
And thou shalt know that thy tabernacle shall be in peace.
At thy what?
That thy tabernacle shall be in peace.
Right, so this tabernacle is talking about your body or your dwelling. Right, it's just saying your dwelling in general is going to be at peace. Okay? Right, but we in the Feast of Tabernacles, when you check out the Feast of Tabernacles, it also goes into your actual dwelling. It goes into the Most High being our tabernacle on the earth. He dwells with us on the earth. Okay?
Come.
We are his physical representations on the earth. So the Feast of Tabernacles also, like every feast day, it has layers to it. Okay? Right, good.
And thou shalt visit thy habitation.
Read that verse again, the verse above one more time.
And thou shalt know that thy tabernacle.
That thy what?
That thy tabernacle.
What verse is that?
24.
All right, Job 5:24, the Lord said what? Thou shalt know.
And thou shalt know that thy tabernacle.
And thou shalt know that thy tabernacle, your dwelling, God,
shall be in peace.
shall be in peace. All right? So that's another layer to this Feast of Tabernacle. Our tabernacle, and when we keep the commandments of the Most High and follow him, is going to be at peace. Okay? Meaning your actual body, which is your tabernacle, and your dwelling in general. The angels going to be around you wherever you dwell. The Most High going to be your tabernacle and be there with you. Okay? Right, come on.
And thou shalt visit thy habitation, and shalt not sin.
No, that's it on that, right? So let's go to let's get into some of the tabernacle scripts now. Let's go to Leviticus 23:33 through 44. So that was just a little warm up. All right. Leviticus 23:33 through 44. We ain't gonna be on this too long. Couple of scripts, and then everybody can fellowship.
When everybody have it, say con.
Leviticus 23, verse 33 through 44. All right, so Feast of Tabernacles. It's one of the 3 pilgrimage feasts, what's known as pilgrimage feast, right? Who can name the other 2? Who can name the other 2 feasts that are pilgrimage feasts or requirement feasts? There's 3 feasts in the year that are required for all males to come by the Most High. And we always have to stress, all the feasts are required by the Most High to attend. But what are the 3 main ones by well, we know Feast of Tabernacles. What are the 2 other ones? Your guy. Passover and what else? I said 2. Right, Feast of First Fruits. Good. Come here, Charlotte. Good. All right, now everybody talking about yap.
I
Right.
was gonna say.
You ain't have to answer. You're right. That was good. Y'all said that because your guy said it already. Everybody talking about yap. No. Y'all yapping away. No. Right? So we have 3 main or mandatory feasts that we were supposed to, all males were required to appear. Okay? Right? Being, of course, we in it. Tonight is the beginning, first night, the opening night, Shabbat of the Feast of Tabernacles. Then you had the Feast of Passover or unleavened bread. And then you had the Feast of First Fruits or the Feast of Weeks. Okay? Good answer, you guy. Right? Don't let them steal your answer. All right? Right? Leviticus 23:33.
Leviticus chapter 23 and verse 33. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, The 15th day of this 7th month shall be the Feast of Tabernacles, for 7 days unto the Lord.
Right, so Tabernacles is always going to be exactly 2 weeks after Feast of Trumpets, because it's the 14th day at even, which brings in the 15th day. So y'all remember 2 weeks from tonight, we had the new moon in Compton, LA, wherever that was. We had the new moon out there, which was the Feast of Trumpets, right? So you always, if the Feast of Trumpets fall on a Monday, you know this is a way you can remember the feast days one way. Exactly 2 weeks from that day, 2 Mondays from that is going to be the opening of the Feast of Tabernacles, correct? Because it's the 15th day of the month. It's the 14th day. We know 2 weeks is 14 days. We all did math class. And the 14th day at even is bringing in your 15th day, okay? All right, go ahead.
On the first day shall be a holy convocation.
That's what we having right now, right? Dwelling out in this lovely wilderness here, right? Go ahead.
Ye shall do no servile work therein.
So no work for hire. And today was already a regular Shabbat, so only work you should have been doing was for the work for the feast today. All this stuff set up, tents, trucks, decorations, tables. This was work. It had to be done. We couldn't be over righteous today and say, it's the Sabbath. We ain't gonna wait till sundown and set everything up. We've been having damn service 2 o'clock in the morning. Done? 3 in the morning, right? Cooking, trying to cook something at 4 in the morning. So what? We had to get here in the afternoon on the Shabbat and set everything up. So we was allowed to work on a regular Shabbat and this Shabbat because it's for the feast. That's where mercy comes in.
Con.
When you say don't work for hire, does that mean you can't work for your job?
I can't hear you.
When you say don't work for hire, does that mean you can't work at your job?
You know that. You answered your own question. You just want to see if you're right. Yeah, it means no work. Not just your job, it means no work for hire, period. You know, you can have a side hustle. You know what I'm saying? You can have a job and then you have a business. All right, you should shut your business down for the feast days. Okay? Right now, if your ox is in a ditch, you know, everybody's situation is different. I had brothers and sisters come to me straight up and be like, look, my job told me if I don't come in, I'm fired. You know, we try to get them letters and everything. Brothers had to threaten to sue and all that. Job not moving. No, come to work or it's a wrap. You ain't the real Jew. You know what I'm saying? Them guys with the damn bra cups on, they can get the day off, but not you, Negro. Right? You from Crenshaw. You ain't no Jew. Right? But for the most part, from what I've seen, if you make the effort, the Most High will get you the time off, man. All right? If you got a business, you make enough money until the feast day, you can shut your business down for that day or two. Okay? If you got a job, put in religious exemption. I need my days off. Here's my letter and my calendar at the beginning of the year. I'm going to need these dates off throughout the year. Okay? And you should be good, Brad. By the power of the Most High, he'll free it up. If for whatever reason you can't give out of it, you got to work on the feast day, do what you got to do. Maybe you come to the feast and you leave early, or worst case scenario, you just do it at home. Okay? Right, go ahead.
7 days ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord.
The Lord says 7 days ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto Yahweh. Go ahead.
On the 8th day shall be fire made unto the Lord.
The Lord said on the 8th day shall be an holy convocation unto the Lord. Read it again.
On the 8th day shall be an holy convocation unto you. And ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord.
Well, that's a fire. As he reading the offering made by fire, the fire flared up. You can't make this up. That's the spirit. Right? Go ahead.
It is a solemn assembly.
It is a what?
It is a solemn assembly.
Right? That's what we have in and you know, on the 8th day, Most High will get a place and get together for the 8th day. All right. If not, we got technology now. We'll gather online. Con? We'll make it happen. Go ahead.
And ye shall do no Sabbath work therein. These are the feasts of the Lord, which ye shall proclaim to be a holy convocation.
The reason why it says these are the feasts of the Lord, because the Feast of Tabernacles, it ends the high holy days in Leviticus 23. That's the last feast. Of course, we have a feast of dedication after this, but these are the high holy days. The Feast of Dedication, Purim, Nicanor, those are celebration days. All right, those are festival days, but these are the high holy days. So Tabernacles ends the high holy day season given to us in Leviticus 23. That's why I said these are my feasts, because this is the last one, starting from the first verse. Come on.
To offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord, a burnt offering and a meat offering, a sacrifice, and drink offerings, everything upon his day.
Go ahead.
Besides the Sabbaths of the Lord, and besides your gift, and besides all your vows.
Go ahead.
And besides all your free will doing offerings.
Free will offerings. Go ahead.
Which ye shall give unto the Lord.
Right, see that? Whatever you do besides your regular offerings that's required, and whatever you do of your own free will. Okay? Right? And you know, don't be, you know, Israel, sometimes don't feel no what kind of way to sacrifice for a feast day. You know, not to toot my own horn, but I did it for many years and I still do it. Right? So sometimes you might give your offering, then you go out and purchase something. Then you give a portion, then you give some more. You like, yo, I'm gonna give an offering and I'm gonna do this, so I'm gonna cook this, I'm gonna do that. That's your free will offering. Okay? Right? You ain't gotta be a nigger. Nigga, I gave $2. I ain't doing nothing else.
They would have said, give what you can get. They would
You
have said, give what
right,
you
you better
can.
give. You know what I'm saying? Most I said, give as you have been blessed, brother. You know what I'm saying? Damn, I gave $2. Yeah, you want me to bring a juice too? Right? Don't be a niggard, man. It tells you in the Apocrypha about a niggard. A niggard is a stingy person. Kind? Niggard. Niggard. Right? Don't be that. But at the same time, get what you can. You know what I'm saying? Yo, times is hard on the boulevard. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you may not can get, it might be so rough. Guess what? Show up. What can I do? You know what I'm saying? What can I do to help? Yo, Salakia, Akia, you know. And nobody in your pockets, nobody know your situation, or you in the Most High, right? And Israel, we supposed to love each other where don't make it about the money or what somebody did or didn't do. If they can't, you still welcome them as your brother and sister with open arms. Right? That nigga ain't even bring a chicken wing. Why he here? Damn. Some people love, you know, some people is a little rougher than others, kind? But there's a balance in that, right? Don't give $1.50 and then talk about nigga want me to bring a bottle of water too? Damn! You know what I'm saying? Right, so balance it out, kind? But that's where your free will offerings come in, kind? And we know, I know all of us have probably sacrificed for a feast day. Kind? I'll be late on this bill, but nah, it's the feast, man. I don't care. I'll pay it next week. Kind? Hopefully Esau don't cut it off. Kind? Right? Nobody really rich in his kingdom, but you know, you sacrifice. Right? Go ahead.
Also on the 15th day of the 7th month, when ye have gathered.
When you have what?
When ye have gathered.
When you have gathered, right? Also on the 15th day of the 7th month, when you have gathered, right? Keep that in mind. That gather's important. Go ahead.
And the fruit of the land.
In the what?
And the fruit of the land.
In the fruit of the land. Because why am I stressing gathering? When ye have gathered in the fruit of your land, why am I stressing that? Anybody? Who remember from last year? Who got their notes?
It's it's a crop involved.
It's crop involved. Be a little bit more specific. Bring it on home. Land that plane.
It's a feast, or it's a commemoration. It's a convocation of all these feast days are centered around agricultural events or time cycles.
It's a harvest feast, and it is the end of the harvest season where we gathered in all our crops for the year. Because then the cooler months come in where you're not growing your crops. Maybe certain crops in certain part of the earth, but for the most part, you gathered in your crops during this season to store them up for the colder months until the next season when the Passover and the first fruits came, where you planted your crops again. That's why it says after you gathered in your fruit. All right, read on.
Also on the 15th day of the 7th month, when ye have gathered in the fruit of your land.
Go to Exodus 23. Exodus chapter 23 and start at 14.
Exodus chapter 23 and verse 14.
Hold on, when everybody have it, say kind. Exodus 23 and 14. We're going to read verses 14 through 17.
Everybody got to say calm? Exodus chapter 23 and verse 14. 3 times thou shalt keep a feast unto me in the year.
Right, so we know there's more than 3 feasts, but the Most High said 3 because these are the 3 main feasts. Good.
Thou shalt keep the feast of unleavened bread.
Okay, Sabal, you gave us the answer on the live. Shalom, King. Kwame Shalom. HOI New York headquarters in the building. Right, read on.
Thou shalt keep the feast of unleavened bread. Thou shalt eat unleavened bread 7 days, as I commanded thee, in the time appointed of the month of Bib, for in it thou camest out of Egypt, and none shall appear before me empty.
Right, everybody's supposed to bring an offering, right? Go ahead, or bring something for the feast or whatever. Go ahead.
And the feast of harvest, the first fruits of thy labors.
What the Lord say?
The first fruits of thy labors.
The Lord said the feast of harvest, because the first fruits is a harvest feast also, but it's the beginning harvest feast, is the beginning of the harvest season. Go ahead.
Which thou hast sown in the field.
Right, that's 7 weeks after the Passover, we celebrate that. Come on.
And the feast of ingathering.
What's the feast of ingathering? By show of hands. What's another name for the feast of ingathering?
First fruits.
No.
Feast of Tabernacles.
Feast of Tabernacles, God. That's what we're reading about. Whole lot. Go back to Leviticus 23, where Makawar left off at. All right. We was reading the answer in Leviticus. God. This is why the Most High told us every year we celebrate these feast days so it could be a refresher. There's a whole year you might not read about the feast day. You need a refresher. God, that's why it's good to study about the feast days even throughout the year. All right. Read Leviticus 23:39 again.
Leviticus chapter 23 and verse 39. Also on the 15th day of the 7th month, when ye have gathered in the fruit of the land, ye shall keep a feast unto the Lord 7 days, and on the first day shall be a Sabbath.
Tonight is a Sabbath. We had a double Sabbath back to back. Friday sundown to today's sundown. Today's sundown to tomorrow's sundown. All right. Today is a Sabbath because it's the first day of the opening of the Feast of Tabernacles. Come on.
And on the 8th day shall be a Sabbath.
And on the 8th day, next Saturday night at sundown will be another Sabbath with a closing ceremony. But it says also in the 15th day of the 7th month, when ye have gathered in the fruit. So that's why Feast of Tabernacles is also known as Feast of Ingathering. Kind? Right? Some of the feast days have multiple names and titles to them. Kind? So go back to Exodus 23 and 16 now again. So like that, that's your precept. Leviticus 23:39 with Exodus 23:16. Kind? Go ahead, brother.
Exodus chapter 23 and verse 16.
And now don't say con and don't write it down. And then next year you can't answer the question. Con? All right, read on.
And the feast of harvest, the first fruits of thy labors,
Go ahead.
which thou hast sown in the field, and the feast of ingathering, which is in the end of the year.
See, that is the end of the year, but it's the end of the crop year or the crop season. All right, go ahead. That's another reason why Amalek calls it Rosh Hashanah, right? Or ahead of the year, because it is a form, like we was bringing out in trumpets, it is a form of a new year. It's the closing of a crop year also. So this time of the year, this season, a lot of things was taking place and going on in the nation of Israel with the land, the government, civil things and everything. So that's why it was a form of a refresher of the year. Come on.
When thou hast gathered in thy labors out of the field.
Salakia, brother, don't post nothing that doesn't have to do with tabernacles or the lesson, brother. All right. I don't know what you're talking about. Doomsday Book by William the Conqueror. All right. All right. It might be a good, no disrespect, but it might be a good book to read or get, but try to post stuff that has to do with Feast of Tabernacles or what we're talking about. I know we were talking about the end of the world and destruction, but try to stay on point with the topic. All right, read on.
3 times in the year.
That would have been good for you to post maybe about 20 minutes ago.
Yeah,
all right. Go ahead.
3 times in the year, all thy males shall appear before the Lord God.
Go ahead.
Thou shalt not offer the blood of my sacrifice with leavened bread.
So it's let from 14 to 18, 19, is letting you know that the 3 feast days are intertwined with each other. See how it's going back and forth with the 3 feasts? The 3 main feasts? Come on.
Neither shall the fat of my sacrifice remain until the morning. The first of thy first fruits of the land thou shalt bring in the house of the Lord thy God.
Go ahead.
Thou shalt not seeth a kid in his mother's milk.
Basically, you're supposed to sacrifice and cook an animal once it's a year old. You're not supposed to kill an animal, sacrifice it, or eat it before a year old. That's what it means in its mother's milk. All right. Amalek says that means you can't eat a cheeseburger. That means you can't eat meat and cheese together. That's not talking about that. Seethe means to roast or cook. And when it says in his mother's milk, meaning when they're still weaning in the milk, the animal has to be at least a year or older. Okay? All right, so go from there back to Leviticus. Let's finish out Leviticus 23 and 40 now. 40 to 43, let's finish that out. We just jumping, getting a few on the law. All right. Yeah, brother, if that has nothing to do with the lesson, then try to post stuff that's in line with the lesson. All right, I don't know what what you posted. All right. If you want to just share information, that's good, but try to stay on topic, brother, because some people are not gonna know what you're talking about. All right, or they're gonna say, what does that have to do with the Feast of Tabernacles? All right, Salakia, no disrespect, King. All right, go ahead, King.
Everybody got to say Khan. Leviticus chapter 23 and verse 40. And ye shall take you on the first day of the boughs of goodly trees, branches of palm trees, and the boughs of thick trees, and the willows of the brook, and ye shall rejoice before the Lord your God 7 days.
Right, so you know, your brothers want to get up in the morning, sisters, get you little branches, whatever, put them on your tents, whatever, as a memorial, just to get in the spirit a little bit more, okay? Right, go ahead.
And ye shall keep it a feast unto the Lord 7 days in the year.
Right, so we go all the way through next Friday sundown, and then next Saturday sundown will be the 8th day, right? Go ahead.
It shall be a statute forever in your generations. Ye shall celebrate it in the 7th month.
Right, the Most High, notice the Most High keeps reiterating the time, because Israel is a forgetful nation, man. He keeps telling you when it is. 7th month, 15th day, 7th month, 15th. Keep telling Israel. Go ahead.
Ye shall dwell in booths.
In what?
Ye shall dwell in booths.
Right, so we dwelling in booths or tents, you know. Me and my family dwelling in a teepee. That's all a teepee is, like a booth or a tent. That's what God get it from. All right, when we dwelt in the tents and the booths throughout the wilderness for the 40 years. Come on.
Ye shall dwell in booths 7 days.
God.
All that are Israelites born dwell in booths.
Right, so if you can't do the 7 days, you know, do as many days as you can. All right, you know, try to do as many days. You know, some people, they do 4 days and they got to go back to work, or 3 days, whatever, but at least make the effort. But celebrate for the whole time as the Feast of Tabernacles. Even if you're not, after 5 days, you're not dwelling in the booth, you're still in the 8 days of celebrating Tabernacles. Okay? Right, go ahead.
That your
You'll see Amalek drunk off of kosher vodka, walking around New York City with a lulav in his hand. They have the citrus fruit, right, and the branch, right, symbolizing the Feast of Tabernacles, all right, because, you know, it deals with the agriculture and everything. So you'll see Amalek walking around New York City 4 o'clock in the morning, drunk off of kosher vodka with the citrus fruit in his hand and a branch, all right, and say, "Oh, happy Sukkos." All right, they say Sukkos in the modern Hebrew, right, or Sukkot, right? They say Sukkot singular and Sukkos plural. Like we say Sakawaf in the ancient. They say Sukkos or Sukkot in the modern. So they'll say happy Tabernacles or happy Booths or happy Feast of Tabernacles. You see them on the 6th day of Tabernacles, drunk, walking through 34th Street, 3 o'clock in the morning in New York City, with a citrus fruit in their hand and a branch, right? Right, with they broad cup on and they fishing wire string. They ain't even got no spirit to their tassels, they ZZs, man. They ain't got no spirit, man. It's fish wire.
Fish wire.
And in New York, they build booths all over the city, because, you know, New York is nicknamed Jew York City. There's a massive amount of Amalek in New York. So you'll go through certain neighborhoods, or you'll go through Manhattan. They got booths set up. They got booths everywhere.
What does the booths look like?
Huh?
What does the booths
They
look
just
like?
make them. They're like tents made out of wood.
Oh, tips of
Or they'll get what they'll do. They'll get a what they call it, the trucks, the big 18-wheelers.
the trailers.
Yeah, they'll get the flatbed.
Yeah.
And they'll put a giant wooden booth on top of the 18-wheeler flatbed. Instead of a tanker, like they drop at the ports that they drag on the back of the trucks, instead of that metal tanker, it'll be a big, giant wooden booth. And they'll all be sitting in there chilling. They'll be having dinner in there, because you're supposed to dwell in a booth for 7 days, right? Or they'll take like just some pieces of flat wood. They'll get like some regular plywood from Home Depot, nail it all together, and put some, you know, the branches and stuff on it, and that'll be their booth. And you'll see them all over New York City, because they you know, throughout, as they go on to work and doing their business throughout the day, they'll just go into any random booth. See, we can't do that. A nigga will shoot at you. You know what I'm saying? We don't have that unity as a people. But Amalek, he'll go like let's say this was a booth we was dwelling in New York City, right? Another Amalek would just come up in here and say Happy Sukkot and sit down and break bread with us. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that with Jake. Like, who this nigga? You know what I'm saying? I don't know this nigga. You know what I'm saying?
And the truth.
You can't, but Amalek, they can do that. In New York, they do that like nothing. They'll come in each other's booth and like, hey, Sukkos. And they'll sit, don't even know each other. And they'll sit down and chill. You can eat, drink, they'll offer each other food and all that. But you know what I'm saying? Hell, even in the truth, keeping tabernacles with them niggas, a doctrine ain't right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. We can't walk up. A lot of these camps, you can't just walk up in their tabernacles. They be like, oh, yo, what camp you from, brother? Nah, brother, we don't fellowship. We only fellowship with our own. You can't be here, brother. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Especially HOI. Nah, y'all HOI, nah, y'all can't come in here. Y'all can't come in here. You know what I'm saying? But Amalek God, they do it like that. Yeah, they do it like so. They'll have booths all over throughout the city. So if they're doing business, if they're traveling, if they're doing something, they can just go in any random booth. You know what I'm saying? Like if we stay here for the time we stay here and we leave, right? And we say, oh, there's some brothers dwelling such and such. They got a booth set up, on Vermont, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Yo, we gonna go chill with them. That's how Amalek would do it. Out here, you go to Vermont, you gonna get shot at. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But, that's how they do it because they got that connection as a people. And I'm talking about without them even knowing each other.
They gotta sleep in there just like we gotta.
Huh?
Do they gotta sleep in there?
Yeah, well, most of them, they'll have them at their house and they'll sleep in those.
Okay.
But a lot of the ones around the city, they'll be in there chilling in them all night. They'll break day in there. Like we used to say in the street, break day. Amalek could be in there till like 6, 7 in the morning chilling. And then a lot of them will go home or go to work or whatever. But a lot of times they'll be in there rotating like 24 hours a day. And they'll always be in the booth. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So they got it like that as a people. They ain't even a real people. Okay? All right, so go ahead.
That your generations may know that I made the children of Israel to dwell in booths when I brought them out of the land of Egypt. I am the Lord your God.
Yeah, another thing they do is you know how you got pickup trucks? They'll take a pickup truck and build a wooden booth on the back of a pickup truck and they'll drive around. They'll drive around the city and they'll see other so-called Amalek and they'll say, hey, you want to come in with us? And they'll have a moving booth around the city. They'll be driving around, there'll be a moving booth and they'll all be in there chilling, drinking kosher vodka, with their lulavs in their hand and all that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And they'll be happy sukkahs. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So you see these nations, they're not even the real people of the Lord. You see how they do it? They be having they'll have mobile booths going around. They'll drive around the city all day and night. They'll take like rotating shifts. You'll see them driving like 4 in the morning, driving a booth around. They'll be in the back of the booth chilling, driving around the city, just enjoying their Feast of Tabernacles.
Have you ever tried to go in one just to see what they'll say?
No, I went in an empty one time. They had one of the flatbed 18-wheeler ones.
Yeah, kind
They had a big giant wooden booth and nobody was in there. So I went in there, you know what I'm saying? I had my little music. I went and got me a 6-pack of Heineken and I was chilling. Yeah, and I had my little music. I had my music on my phone. That was back then when you listen to music through your phone. That was like the ish back then. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
We didn't have all these Bluetooth speakers all that. So it was late at night, so it was quiet. So my music was playing kind of loud through my phone. So I chilled in there and drank my 6-pack of Heineken and listened to some music and chill. Yeah, nobody was in there. You know what I'm saying? And the people came by and looked, and I said, "This is my booth for the house Amalek's booth." Nobody was in there, so I took it over. I was in there for like 2 hours.
God.
Yeah, it was on 36th Street. 36th Street and Broadway in Manhattan. Yeah, I just took it over. You know what I'm saying? It's my booth. They had tables and chairs in there and everything. So when I went to the store. New York, we got late night stores. When it got me some brew, I had 8 earlier. I was just walking around the city treating myself, and I had 8 earlier, and I went in there, got me some Heinekens and chilled in there for like 2 hours. Listened to music, chilling. Right. Yeah.
God.
And then I just went home. God. Somebody had their hand up? God.
So not being in the house at all for the whole week, but the object being in the booth day and night as much as possible.
Yeah, you're supposed to.
Right.
we're really supposed to be camping for 7 days.
Right.
Or even a whole 8 days.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But you know, if you gotta be home, then your house becomes your booth or your tent. Okay? That becomes your dwelling, your booth. So it's all spiritual. Okay? But you know, we get as close to the original thing as possible being out in nature. Okay? Alright, so you know, we just rehearsed the righteous acts and we'll do it perfect in the kingdom. Right, go ahead.
Ye shall dwell in booths 7 days. All that are Israelites shall dwell in booths.
And this is not for the other nations. This is only for Israel to dwell in booths. Go ahead.
That your generations may know that I made the children of Israel to dwell in booths when I brought them out of the land of Egypt. I am the Lord your God. And Moses declared unto the children of Israel the feast of the Lord.
Right, so Moses told us all the feasts of the Most High. Okay? Go from there to Numbers. Go to Numbers 29. We're just going to get a few more on the law and wrap it up. It's kind of late. Don't want them tripping on the quiet hours. And we do want a little time of fellowship also. 29 and 12.
When everybody got to say con?
Numbers 29 and 12.
Numbers chapter 29 and verse 12. Still hear pages flip.
Still hear pages flip. Right, go ahead.
Numbers chapter 29 verse 12. And on the 15th day of the 7th month, ye shall have a holy convocation. Ye shall do no sovereign work therein. Salakia. Ye shall do no sovereign work. And ye shall keep a feast unto the Lord 7 days.
So see, that is reiterating again. You shall do no servile work or work for hire. Okay? Right? So the Most High just reiterating throughout the law, so he want Israel to remember to keep these feast days. Go from there to Deuteronomy 13. No, Salakia, Deuteronomy 16:13. We're just going to get a few tonight, and we'll go over, because everybody saw the flyer, right? We're meeting every evening, so we can go over a little couple of scriptures on the Tabernacles. Kind? I know y'all like to get y'all grilling and cooking and everything on throughout the day, but pause for a minute, you know, throw your fringes on, sisters throw your head wraps on. We gather at the tent booth and we praise the Most High. Kind? This is a 8-day feast. Kind? All right, so I know y'all want to enjoy the ground and the land and the sights, but you know, let's give some thanks and praise to the Most High each day. Deuteronomy 16:13.
Deuteronomy chapter 16 and verse 13. Thou shalt observe the feast of tabernacles 7 days. After that thou hast gathered in thy corn and thy wine.
There goes that gathered in again. After you gathered in your corn and your wine for the season, all right? Because once again, Feast of Tabernacles is a harvest season. I mean a harvest feast. Kind? Read it again.
Thou shalt observe the feast of tabernacles 7 days. After that thou hast gathered in thy corn and thy wine.
Go to Proverbs 3 and 9 real quick. Link that up. Proverbs 3, 9, and 10.
When everybody got to say con?
Proverbs 3, 9, and 10.
Everybody got to say con? Proverbs chapter 3 and verse 9. Honor the Lord with thy substance and with the first fruits of all thine increase.
Right. When do you honor the Lord with your substance and your first fruits of increase? At the Feast of the First Fruits. Remember, the priest was supposed to, once your first 7 weeks of your crops came in, the priest had to make an offering before you can even eat anything from those crops. Remember that when you read about first fruits? God? Right? God? All right. Are y'all conning me by saying con? No. Right? Go ahead.
So shall thy barns be filled with plenty.
The Lord says, so shall your barns be filled with plenty. Go ahead.
And thy presses,
come on,
shall burst out with new wine.
So what does that mean when the Feast of Tabernacles come, or the ingathering? Your crops will be blessed. Because why? You honored the Most High at the first fruits. You gave him thanks for your first fruits. So now your ending fruits is going to be blessed. Okay? All right, so that was Proverbs 3, 9, and 10. with Deuteronomy 16 and 13. All right, read it again.
Deuteronomy chapter 16 and verse 13. Thou shalt observe the feast of tabernacles 7 days. After that thou hast gathered in thy corn and thy wine.
Right, thy corn and thy wine. And when it says your presses, in Proverbs 3, 9, and 10, your presses represents your wine. All right, go ahead.
And thou shalt rejoice in thy feast,
Come on.
thy and thy son and thy daughter.
So this is a time to rejoice. Don't make it a burden. Don't make it, right, so I gotta do this tabernacles again. Nah, you should be excited about it. Con? Right, come on.
And thou shalt rejoice in thy feast, thou and thy son,
Your whole family, your son, go ahead.
and thy daughter,
Your daughter, go ahead.
and thy
Your
manservant,
manservant, go ahead.
and thy
Your
maidservant,
maidservant, go ahead.
and the Levite,
Go ahead.
the stranger, and the fatherless, and the widow that are within thy gates.
Right, because see, back in the ancient time, everybody that's within our gates, we took it serious, man. And everybody had a part, and everybody was supposed to rejoice in that feast also that was in your dwelling. Good.
7 days shalt thou keep a solemn feast unto the Lord thy God, in the place which the Lord shall choose, because the Lord thy God shall bless thee in all thy increase, and in all the works of thy hands. Therefore thou shalt surely rejoice.
Good.
3 times in a year shall all males, 3 times in a year shall all thy males appear before the Lord thy God, in the place which he shall choose, in the feast of unleavened bread, and in the feast of weeks, and in the feast of tabernacles, and they shall not appear before the Lord empty.
Good.
Every man shall give as he is able, according to the blessing of the Lord thy God, which he hath given thee.
Right, con. So it's self-explanatory. So again, the Most High is reiterating the 3 main feasts of the year. And he said, don't come before me empty-handed, and you are to keep these feasts every year. Con? And rejoice in your feasts. Go back to 14. Deuteronomy 16, 14.
Deuteronomy chapter 16 and verse 14. And thou shalt rejoice in thy
You
feast.
shall rejoice in thy feast. Hold Deuteronomy 16, 14, and get Proverbs 15 and 15. And that's a link up, y'all. Put that in your notes.
Oh, damn.
Deuteronomy 16, 14 links with Proverbs 15 and 15. Proverbs 15, 15 with Deuteronomy 16, 14. All right. When everybody have it, say con. Proverbs 15, 15. Proverbs 15, 15 with Deuteronomy 16, 14. The Most High said, rejoice in thy feast.
Everybody got to say con?
Con.
Proverbs chapter 15 and verse 15. All the days of the afflicted are evil, but he that is a merry heart hath a continual feast.
Right, but he that is of a merry heart hath a continual feast. Right, so you're supposed to be merry and rejoice in your feast. Con? Con?
Con.
Right? It said rejoice in your feast. Don't, you're supposed to make this a joyous time. You see how they are for Halloween, man? They going crazy out here since 4 o'clock this afternoon. Well, since I got here. They going crazy for this thing, man. Them children are hyped. They still on the swings over there.
It's not even Halloween yet, though.
No, they told me, man. It's all throughout the month of October they go in. They have events every weekend.
Oh, okay.
That's how they put their spirit in today, and we can't do it for 8 days for the Most High. It ain't even Halloween yet.
No.
You know what I'm saying? It's the first weekend of October. God? You know what I'm saying? But it's the kingdom that we in. Remember what we read earlier in Psalms. It says they have their portion in this life. This is their world, so they gonna enjoy it. He said they go all out. You know, so they got their tents all decorated up with the jack-o'-lanterns and right? Issachar got the Day of the Dead. You know what I'm saying? So they go all out, man. And we can't go all out for the Most High Yahweh Shah. And the true feast days, guys, Israel dragging their feet, making excuses. Bring it out, Yahweh.
I have one question. Earlier when we read, it was saying the feast should be celebrated by all those in the gates, even the strangers.
Mm-hmm.
But they're not allowed to participate in the booth.
The stranger represents an Israelite.
Oh, it does.
Or it can be an actual heathen too,
Right.
but the heathen can't be in the booth.
They can't be in the booth.
Right,
But
they
just
can
in
they
the
can
feast.
they have to acknowledge the feast. If let's say if you had a heathen servant,
Right.
they can acknowledge the feast, but they can't come in the booth.
Okay.
Only ones that came in the booth was Israelite born. They tell you that in Leviticus 23, I think 42, or one of the latter verses of 40.
Okay.
But an Israelite foreigner, like I gave the example with Amalek.
Right.
You know, a so-called Jew can come from Israel and come to New York and
Right.
step in a booth with other so-called Jews and chill.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They're supposed to be like that amongst us. But, who this cat? You know what I'm saying? Because everybody infringes, unfortunately, ain't coming in the right spirit. Kind? So, that's them curses amongst us. We drag that stuff from the world into the truth. That's all it is. The problem with Israel is we have not put on the new men and women. That's all it is. Some of us are them same old people. We just know the scriptures now. You know what I'm saying? That's why the scriptures say,
Right.
put on the new man, which is renewed in righteousness. Right? When you read the scriptures, when you read about all the stories in the Bible, a lot of times Israel knew who they were and they were going way the hell off. All them stories we read in the scriptures, they knew they was Israelites.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's all it is the behavior. The nationality and the word is not the problem.
Right.
It's the behavior of the people. That's so we are Israel. We're born Israelites. It's the behavior. You know what I'm saying? So unfortunately, Amalek could do that now. 1, 2, 3, no problem. They sitting there and chill and keep the Feast of Tabernacles. They sitting there, stranger coming in and sit 5 hours.
Right.
But amongst us is like, yo, who this out? You know what I'm saying? You don't know. You don't know if a cat coming to scheme on your flock.
Yeah.
You know if a cat coming to bring a doctrine in.
Yeah.
Or HOI, man, there's about 7 brothers up in that feast, man. I can get like 5 of them. You know what I'm saying? I can get me a little camp out of that camp. You know what I'm saying?
Get your hands up my pocket.
Get your hands out of my pocket, nigga. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? So you don't know. Cats got to be vetted, man. And then you can't go nowhere. I know I right now, even me being an elder in Israel, I can't just walk up in certain camps, Feast of Tabernacles. Hell no. They'll be like, Zabak, get the hell out of here. You know what I'm saying? Certain brothers that hate my guts. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't want to do it anyway. I wouldn't do it anyway. You don't sound like that niggas like that anyway. Nah. Certain camps I would not go to anyway, but that's still that curse amongst Israel. You know, they call it camp banging, camp beefing. You know what I'm saying? Individual lights, whatever the case may be.
Individual life.
Yeah, individual lights, yeah. Right? Folly. There's a lot of folly. Right? If it's certain brothers or sisters, if it's not no folly going on, they're not interested in it.
Yeah.
They're nothing but pure folly, man. 110% folly. If it's not gossip, drama, folly, sensationalism, then Israel not interested in it. So spiritual things is corny. That's corny.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Plain spiritual things, nice things, that's corny. It gotta be drama, gossip, evil, laughter, folly, sensationalism. Ooh, you saw that? There's nothing serious about serving the Most High Yahweh Shah.
You can see that with the cat videos compared to our feast day
Yeah,
videos.
we talk about it all the time.
We play this
One more
cat
time
videos,
ain't gonna hurt.
We get 15,000 views.
Yeah.
Then we get like a Feast of Tabernacles will have 400 views or 300 views.
Right,
Crazy. It's crazy.
They love that
the sister from Ohio says a certain thing to the elder that we won't go into, and the video gets 48,000 views.
Oh, no.
We won't say what that is. If you're grown, you gotta watch the video. That was a wild night on Hollywood. The woman says a certain thing to me.
I remember.
Yeah, how would I remember? The guy remember. That gets 48,000 views.
God.
Feast of Tabernacle video, 335 views.
God.
In 2 weeks. 2 weeks, maybe 500 views.
Yeah,
The
come.
woman said something to Priest Sabak,
Say something.
right? Almost 50,000 views.
Drama.
And they love drama and entertainment.
Entertainment.
And even from that video, they probably didn't get edified.
Yeah,
You know, because I was still telling the sisters, yo, y'all can't be like that.
Yeah.
That was wild, though.
God, entertainment.
And she meant it, too.
That was
That's true.
I believe it was
Bigger about that was true.
Oh, we got the children here. We can't go into all that. But
God.
that was why I said, man, where these chicks came from, man? Damn.
Ohio.
Yeah, where these chicks came from?
St. Louis, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, bring it out.
It was Leviticus 23:43, which you referenced earlier.
Yeah,
about
Karen.
the food.
All that are born Israelites shall dwell in
And
booths.
I'll say one last thing.
Bring it out.
With Amalek, you could be Amalek from Israel, the land of Israel. You could come to America, and you could stay for free in a synagogue, and they'll feed you and house you for
Oh, yeah.
free.
Right.
And
Yeah.
you could even be an atheist, and they'll still feed you and house you for free.
As long as you're from Israel.
Right, that's the kind of unity they have.
Unity they have. Yeah. But us, man, cats looking at you funny and like I said, I know there's a lot of Israelites I couldn't go amongst. They'll be like, well, it's a block, man. You know what you doing here, brother? You know, like I said, I wouldn't do it anyway.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But you know, it's just I'm just using myself as an example. But as a nation, it's like that. I know as many Israelites I could go amongst. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
I could pop right up to their Feast of Tabernacles. They'll open me with open arms. But I know them and have a rapport with them.
Right.
I probably wouldn't even have to announce that I'm coming.
Right.
Which I wouldn't do that. I would let brothers know in advance. But you know, it's just is unfortunately that's a sad reality amongst our nation, in the truth and outside the truth. And definitely as regular Jakes, I wouldn't just go amongst. Hell no. You know what I'm saying? So you know that's the curse on us as a nation. What is that? Deuteronomy 28. His eye will be evil towards his brother.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We as a people, we could literally not know each other and not like each other. And like, yo, you don't even know me. I ain't never do nothing to you. We can literally hate each other guts and don't know each other.
That's that self-hatred.
That's that his eyes shall be evil towards his brother. Deuteronomy 28. Literally don't know you and hate your guts. Hate the fact that you exist. You know what I'm saying? Somebody see you with a nice outfit on, and this nigga think he is.
Yep.
Yeah, man. Hate your guts because you put on clean, nice clothes for the day. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. I just got up, took a shower, and put on some decent clothes for the day. I ain't even really get dressed up. I just put on some clean clothes for the day. They don't like the way you look. Who he think he is? All right? So that's that curse amongst us as a people. And then we know the gang life and the street life and the rappers and he don't like this set and that set and my ops and those are my ops. And, oh my goodness, man. You know what I'm saying? We are, like I always say, the masters at hating each other. We have perfected the art. I don't care how many times I repeat it. We have perfected the art of self-hatred. You know what I'm saying? So where Amalek could come and stand in the synagogue and get put up. You know what I'm saying? You can't dare go nowhere asking for nothing. Yo, who you? I ain't feeding you. You know what I'm saying? So it's sad, man. It's sad, but the Most High, you know, he will alleviate them curses in due time. Where we at?
Deuteronomy 16, verse 14.
Yeah, nah, that's it on that. Go to Ezra 3. A few more. Ezra the 3rd chapter start at 1.
And everybody got to say con?
Done.
Ezra chapter 3 verse 1. Yeah. Ezra in the Bible, chapter 3 and verse 1. Read that, King.
It's a light. It's a light.
Ezra chapter 3 verse 1. Yeah, in the Bible.
And everybody got to say con? Ezra chapter 3 and verse 1. And when the 7th month was come, and the children of Israel were in the cities, the people gathered themselves together as one man to Jerusalem. Then stood up Joshua the son of
Josadak,
and his brethren the priests, and
Zerubbabel,
the son of Shealtiel, and his brethren, and builded the altar of the God of Israel to offer burnt offerings thereon. And it was written in the law of Moses, the man of Yahweh. And they set the altar upon his basis, for fear was upon them because of the people of those countries. And they offered burnt offerings thereon unto the Lord, even burnt offerings mornings and evenings. They kept also the Feast of Tabernacles.
Right, so basically when they came out of Babylonian captivity and they were allowed to go back into the land by the Persians, before they rebuilt the temple, they made makeshift altars and still kept the feast days. And they kept, right back, as soon as they got back in the land, they kept the Feast of Tabernacles. Go ahead.
They kept also the Feast of Tabernacles, as it is written.
As it is written in the law. Go ahead.
And offered the daily burnt offerings by number, according to the custom, as the duty of every day required.
Right, Khan. So it's just letting you know throughout different time periods, we still was always zealous to keep them laws of the Most High. Go to St. John 7, and that'll be the last one. Just a few, y'all. We'll go through some more in the, the days that we're here. And if you have to check out earlier, you can't stay the duration of the time. The videos will be up on the channel, and you'll be able to get all the scripts concerning Tabernacles. Just something light for tonight. Since we got a little late start, getting all this stuff together today, whatever. Salakia. So go to St. John 7 and start at 1.
And everybody got to say con?
God.
John chapter 7 and verse 1. After these things, Yahweh shall walk in Galilee, for he would not walk in Jewry, because the Jews sought to kill him. Now the Jews of Feast of Tabernacles was at hand. His brother therefore said unto him, Depart hence, and go into Judea, that thy disciples also may see the works that thou doest. For there is no man that doeth anything in secret, and he himself seeketh to be known openly. If thou would do these things, show thyself to the world.
Right, so it's basically letting you know, even during the time of Yahweh, they were keeping the Feast of Tabernacles. Right? St. John 7, we really only got to get 1 and 2. I just read down a little bit. With the many discourses that Yahweh had with the people. But I just want to get the main point that even during the time of Yahweh, they was keeping the Feast of Tabernacles. All right. Jump up to 14.
Verse 14. Now about the midst of the feast of Yahweh went up into the temple and taught.
He said in the midst of the feast, Yahweh went up into the temple and taught. So he said, look, it's a Feast of Tabernacles, but I'm going to take this opportunity to teach. Because there's a lot of Jews here, right? Go ahead.
And the Jews marveled, saying, How knoweth this man ladders, having never learned?
Letters mean knowledge. How does this man have the knowledge of the Jews, having never learned? Because Yahweh didn't go like to a school of the prophets or one of the regular, the Sanhedrin schools or whatever back then to learn like a lot of the men of the day did. He didn't go. It's just like now. You'll get somebody from a pastor, somebody will come up from a Bible college, and we'll cut them to shreds. And I'll be like, how do these guys know the Bible like that? I went to theologian school. I went, I got my doctorate in divinity. I went to Bible college for 10 years. And these guys just, you know what I'm saying? So how they got this knowledge, but they didn't go to any official school of training that would be respected in the land at that time. Same thing they do today. Basically, who are these niggas on the corner? You know what I'm saying? And everybody, even Israelites in the truth, a lot of people like to belittle us for going out to camp. Because they say that's street, you're just on the street, you ain't teaching nobody, you're on a street corner. So they look at that, they look down on that. Even Israelites in the truth. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't understand that the importance of street ministry. They think we just on the corner reading some scriptures, and you know, they look at it as low level. You're not up in a prestigious institution teaching a collegiate Bible lesson. You know what I'm saying? So they look at it, these guys, you know what I'm saying? But when they come up and brothers know them scripts back and forth, especially some of these young brothers, man, be cutting the hell out of these Christians and pastors, and y'all see the debates with the different camps. These young brothers be swift with them swords, man. You know what I'm saying? They be slicing these pastors up. They be like, how these young guys, I know he's from the ghetto. How does he know that? So the same thing with Yahushua. Right? But Yahushua said, look, in the middle of the Tabernacles, I'm going to get up here and I'm going to teach the Jews. Everybody was gathered for the feast. Okay? All right, so that just goes to show you, even during the time of Yahushua, you know, the Tabernacles being kept. And the Most High said, through all our dwellers and all our generations. So a short, light lesson. We'll get, there's much more. We'll get more on the Tabernacles throughout the days coming. Going to the Apocrypha and some of the other verses in the New Testament. And some of the other layers of Tabernacles. All right, your personal tabernacle, the Most High being our tabernacle. And we'll get into a little bit of that also. Okay? And also whatever we do for the gathering of the closing. So there's much more in the Tabernacles. That's just some light to get us through tonight. Oh, I got bars, huh? That's a little light to get us through tonight. But you know, a little something for the late start.
Can I get can we get the Feast of Tabernacles Paleo-Hebrew and the spelling?
Okay, Ashar. Ashar just means happy, like the tribe of Asher. A-S-H-A-S-H-A-R.
Ashar.
Chag. C-H-A-A-G. Sakawaf. S-A-K-A-W-A-T-H. Ashar, Chag. Chag is feast. Sakawaf is booth. Or tent, or dwelling. Ashar, Chag, Sakawaf.
The what?
I am the bar. Happy Feast of Tabernacles. Okay? All right. Shalom. Shalom, or praise to the Most High. Khan, shalom, everybody. Khan, Sabal, everybody ain't built for street teaching. Yawasop, HOI East Coast in the building. Shalom, King. Where you at, King? You in Georgia or Philly? Shalom, Latrice, HOI Detroit. Keep going with the bars or the lesson? Which one? Alright. Shalom, some ball bars. Shalom, Sister Tafira, slicing and dicing. That's right, yeah. These young brothers be cutting them Christian doctrines up. Shalom, Yabasab Khan. Choni in the building. Kwame Ashala. Khan. Yeah, Sabal. Okay, Sabal. Sabal gave us a little bit more enlightenment. Sakaf, singular. Sakawaf, plural. So if you were saying booth, singular, it would be Sakaf. S-A-K-A-T-H. If you were saying booths, plural is Sakawaf. So happy Feast of Tabernacles with an S. Exactly. Shalom, Mataf in the building. Yeah, what's up? How you gonna do both? Oh, you probably gonna split it up. Khan. You going down to Georgia the next couple of days? So do I keep going with the lesson or the bars, Ak? Oh, he said both. Oh, that's what you mean by both. Shalom, Matafi in the building. Y'all in Long Island? Is that Philly Mataf or New York Mataf? I get y'all confused. Y'all probably got that crown in y'all now. That's why y'all want me to keep going. Y'all feeling good off that crown? Huh? Oh, that's Philly Mataf. Y'all, you and the other Mataf got the same name. I be getting y'all confused on here. Cause Philly, y'all up late. What y'all doing out there in them woods and them sticks? All right, good. So we're gonna close out in prayer, and it's time for us to get our fellowship on. Okay?
Come.
All right. Yeah, another one of those incense. Those is good.
You want to run out of this one?
Yeah. It only take you a minute, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll get some.
A fire went out, huh?
Those are good.
So the fire went out. You felt that.
After the lesson, the fire went out.
I'm wondering. I mean, I'll add some more. I'm wondering. This little cone is creeping up.
That's a fire.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
A Shah Kag Sakawaf.
And what was the singular?
Thank you, sis.
Sakaf.
Zakat.
Thank you, sis.
How do you spell Zakat?
Sakath.
I actually have a site that I go to that got all the Paleo Hebrew.
Really, which one is that?
Yeah, well, it's going to be on the they're updating the HOI site. They're going to have a Hebrew section on there.
We're gonna wait for that one. We get the right one.
Yeah, I had to say, what was it, Babel?
Huh?
That's the one you go to?
Yeah,
Which
I go
one
to
is
the-
it?
Babel.
B-A-B.
This dude I get from I get my son's books.
Babel.
Oh, Babel. Okay.
Babel.
I get my son's books from this dude from UK. He's a
Right.
Benjamite. And he be having all these different books about, you know, like the Benjamites that went over there, the Jacobite, he called them that. He got different ones, but let me see.
Yaman. Benjamin.
Yaman.
Yeah, Benjamin.
No, just one to two. I got my pack too. I got them. All right, so we're gonna close out in prayer, eat, drink, and be merry. Happy Feast of Tabernacles, day 1.
Take the phone.
Check my phone. Oh, you sent it to me? Oh, right on. You should.
How would I
Oh,
need some
Zydoc.
glasses?
Oh, that's what you're talking about.
Oh, Zadok.
Zadoc.
Yeah, I paid that $2.99 subscription.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I know about
Brother.
that one.
The
That's when I first came out to know about that one. Got the symbols.
Z-A-D-O-X. D-O-K.
Yeah, have you tried the sentences?
yeah, to go on.
Shit, cold, huh?
Man, how you toe up?
Good.
God.
All right, Salaki, we'll let y'all know what the vibes Imagine we're Panya Yerushalayim, stand and face Jerusalem for the east, close in prayer. Blessed of Israel throughout the four corners of the earth. Hallelujah.
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 Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Hashem.
Hashem.
Mashiach.
Mashiach.
Yahushai.
Yahushai.
Raknawa.
Raknawa.
Mashallah.
Mashallah.
Habiyah Sapoyer. Shema.
Shema.
Yasharallah.
Yasharallah.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Allah Hayanawa.
Hayanawa.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Achad. Shema.
Shema.
Yasharallah.
Yasharallah.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Allah Hayanawa.
Allah Hayanawa.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Achad. Shema.
Shema.
Yasharallah.
Yasharallah.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Allah Hayanawa.
Allah Hayanawa.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Achad. Shema.
Shema.
Yasharallah.
Yasharallah.
Yahweh. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Allah, hey, Yahweh. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Hear, O Israel, Yahweh, our power, Yahweh is one, Deuteronomy 6, verse 4. Freedom of Israel, hallelujah.
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 All right, sisters, come up, get anointed. I can be seated, please. Quiet during the prayers. We're still in prayer time. Please, quiet during the prayers. We have plenty of time to fellowship. Lean up, baby. Yeah. Oh, let the baby sleeping. Grown up sleeping. Come on. All right, y'all know the routine. Anointing prayer, number 6, 22 to 27. You know, as we praying, ask the Most High to watch over you, bless you. Anything you're going through, struggling with, be a better sister, mother, daughter, wife, overall woman of the Most High power. Yahshua. You say the prayer, say your name 3 times, you repeat it, you get your anointing blessing. Michael Ward, you repeat the prayer with me. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Yabaraki Yahweh,
Yabaraki Yahweh,
Shemaka,
Shemaka,
Ya'ah Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Hun Yahweh,
Hun Yahweh,
Ayaka,
Ayaka,
Wayakunka,
Wayakunka,
Yasha'ah Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Hun Yahweh,
Hun Yahweh,
Ayaka,
Ayaka,
Wayashamlaka,
Wayashamnaka,
Shalom,
Shalom,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Ba'ashim,
Ba'ashim,
Hamashiach,
Hamashiach,
Yahushua,
Yahushua,
Babakushah,
Babakushah,
Shemai,
Shemai,
Nawa,
Nawa,
Aita,
Aita,
Shalak,
Salak,
Ma'akala,
Maka'ala,
Walahayim,
La'ayim,
La,
La,
Shema'ayel,
Shema'ayim,
Barak,
Barak,
Rapah,
Rapal,
Aizah,
Aizah,
Magun,
Magun,
Kazak,
Kazak,
Ataziyah,
Ataziyah,
Kwawa,
Kawa,
Kalin,
Kalin,
Kalin, Ahabia, 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 Zamora, 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 Zakara, 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 Zarai, 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 Zanai, Zanai, Zanai,
Adah,
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 Adah, Karima, 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 Cole,
Cole,
Akim,
Akim,
Cole,
Cole,
Akwafim,
Awakim,
Cole,
Cole,
Bunyam,
Bunyam,
Yasha'ala,
Yasha'ala,
Ba'ashim,
Ba'ashim,
Hamashiach,
Hamashiach,
Yahushua,
Yahushua,
the water,
the water,
Damyam,
Damyam,
Awalam,
Abalam,
Hallelujah,
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 Hallelujah, Hallelujah.
Akim, just the same thing, extend the same courtesy. We are in the middle of prayer, please quiet, whatever. You know, just wait. You'll be able to interact with each other once the prayer is over. So just form a line, single line, get the oil. Same process. Same thing, Akim anointing prayer, number 6, 22 to 27. We say the prayer over you, as the prayer over you, ask the Most High to bless you, watch over you. Whatever you're going through, struggling with, strong in the faith, stronger brother, husband, father, over all man of the Lord. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Say the prayer, same thing. Say your name 3 times. You repeat it. You receive your blessing and anointing. Hallelujah. Makawar, repeat after me. Yabaraki Yahweh. Waya Shamarka. Ya'a Yahweh. Manyawa. Ayaka. Waya Khanka. Yasha'a Yahweh. Manyawa. Ayaka. Waya Shamlaka. Shalom. Yahweh. Ba'ashim. Hamashiach. Yahushai. Shemai. Nawa. Aita. Shalak. Ma'ala. Walahayim. La. Shema'ayim. Barak. Rapal. Aizar. Magun. Kazak. Ataziyah. Kwawa. You died. Yaikwa. Yahweh. Rob Judah. J Judah. Shalom. Yashawan. Makawar. Zabak. Cole. Akim. Cole. Akwafim. Cole. Bunyan. Yasha'ala. All of our brothers and sisters on the live, all of Israel throughout the 4 corners of the earth. Ba'ashim. Hamashiach. Yahushai. The water. Yah. I will long. Hallelujah. Brothers turn to the sisters stand. Salute each other. Greet each other. Salute each other. Repeat after me. After the Barak, Amajim, Barak, Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Hamashiach, Yahushai, Shema'atan. Sisters Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Hamashiach, Yahushai, Shema'atan. Sisters be seated, I give turn. Meet each other. Men of Israel. Majim. Barak. Yahweh Ba'ashim El Shabakatam. Who got next?
We got next.
For how long?
Forever.
What we gonna do?
Take the kingdom.
What we gonna do?
Take the kingdom.
What we gonna do?
Take the kingdom.
When?
Now.
When?
Now.
When?
Now.
How?
Ba'ashim Mashiach Yahushua.
How?
Ba'ashim Mashiach Yahushua.
Amen. How?
Ba'ashim Mashiach Yahushua.
Kom Yeshalom. HOI. To the chariot fly. HOI. To the chariot fly. HOI. To the chariot fly. Ba'ashim. Hamashiach. Yahushai. Don't scream it. If you don't mean it. Don't scream it. If you don't mean it. Don't scream it. If you don't mean it. Ba'ashim. Hamashiach. Yahushai. Kom Yeshalom. Alright, face the east one more time. Pray for the food. Sisters stand. Pray for the food and the drink. Hallelujah.
Hashem, Mashiach, Yahushua, Barak, Nawa, Sakawa, Barak, Nawa, Ba'akol, Washita, Wayayan, Kazak, Shata, Barak, Nawa, Kad, Sakawa, Kol, Kagim, Mayasha'ala, Ba'ashim, Mashiach, Yahushua, Water, Yah, Allah.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
One more time. All right, everybody repeat again. Ashar, Khan, Sakawa.
Sakawa.
Happy opening of the Feast of Tabernacles 2022. We got through the service. Eat, drink, and be merry. Don't forget, whoever's staying tomorrow evening, again, 6:30, scriptures, anointing, prayer. Khan?
Khan.
Come on, If you got